Hello guys, welcome back to new data preparation challenge video in Power BI. Now let me show you what's our next challenge is. So here we have the product name and the sales that we have, and here we have the currency symbols, and here we have the date. So the challenge is based on the currency symbols and the date, we want the exchange rates in USD dollars for the specific currency and for the specific date. So for that, I'll be using this free currency API, this site. So it will provide a free exchange rate APIs here. So you can generate 5k request here. I want you to explore this, and I want you to read the documentation of this. So you can use that. So here we have you can see the endpoints here. Latest exchange rate, I'll click here. And the request URL here, we have this. I'll just copy here. And here we need to use API key, I think. Yeah, this parameter. So what I'll do, I'll go to previous site, this one, and here we have the default. This is my key, default key. This is my API key. I'll copy this and I'll go to Notepad here. So this is my API key. So this is my site. This was the site. So here I need to provide API key. So question mark, then the API key, API underscore key, then equals to, and here we have this API key. You just need to provide this key here, this one, and I'll copy this. Now we should get what? We should get the latest exchange rate when I hit enter. So it says API key is not found. Okay, let me see here. Okay, we don't have the underscore maybe. Let me try this once again. Now you can see we got the exchange rate, latest exchange rates for the latest for the current date. It will return for the current date here. So we have this. So what I'll do, I'll go to this Power BI and I'll click here blank report, and I'll get the data from the web here, and I'll paste the URL that we have here in the basic settings here, and I'll click paste it here, and I'll hit OK. So by default, what it does, it will return us in a USD dollars, but you can provide this a parameter called base currency parameters. So what I'll do, I'll use and symbol, then the base currency. You need a base currency parameter to change the base currency here, and we'll say USD. If you want this as a INR also, you can use here. You just need to replace here. So let me use this for USD also. USD. What I'll do, I'll copy here and I'll paste it here. Here. I'll change the source settings from this. I'll change this. By default, it returns for the USD, but I want you to write here base currency parameter, and you can change the currency symbols there if you want to use. And I'll hit enter. Now we should get the same thing, because by default it will return the exchange rate for the USD. What I'll do, I'll remove the steps that already applied here. Now what I'll do, I'll remove this also. What I'll do, I'll convert this as a table. So here we have the option called into table, convert into table. I'll click here, and this is created as a table here. This is called converted here, and here we have the value. I'll expand here. I can see we have the different currency symbols here, and I'll untick here, use original column name as a prefix. I'll untick here, and I'll click on OK. Now you can see we got the exchange rate for the all the currencies, but I'll delete this. I don't want this column. I'll delete this, and I'll select all, and I'll unpivot this here. I'll go to this transform option, and I'll go to this unpivot columns. So you can see we got the exchange rate for the different currencies in USD dollars. So what I'll do, I'll rename this. So this is my name. Sorry, this is my name, and this is my exchange rates. Yeah, and I'll change the type here. I'll change this to decimal numbers. Yeah, here we have the latest exchange rates. What I'll do, I'll cross check here. So I'll go here. So this is $1 is equals to how many Australian dollars? So this is 1.5361. So let me check here. So $1 equals to 1.5361 Australian dollars. So it is working fine. Now what I'll do, I'll rename this column, this table. Sorry. So this is my latest, latest, okay, latest, yeah, latest exchange rates, latest exchange rates. Now I'll import my Excel file. I'll import this here. I'll go to this home section from new source from the Excel workbook. This Excel sheet. I'll click here open and I'll select my table and I'll click on OK. Now here we got the foreign sales. This one. Now here we have the date here. Now what I'll do, here we got the latest exchange rate, but what we want is we want the exchange rate for the specific date. And for that, what I'll do, we have the new parameter here, that is we use the base currency parameters here. Now to specify the date, we use a parameter called and we need the date, sorry, the date. For this for providing a parameter here, you need to use and person symbol, then the parameter name, and I'll say date, and here you can provide the date. So the format for the date is, first we need to provide a year, then the month, then the date. So I'll say for the month 12th, for the date 31st. Now what I'll do, I'll copy here and I'll go to here and I'll go to the new tab here and enter. Now you can see we got the exchange rate for the specific date, that is for the 2020 Now I'll go to here and I'll go to this new source and I'll click on web, and instead of basic I'll go to advanced section, and you can see we don't have the options to provide a parameter here. That's the date parameter here. Now what I'll do, I'll close here, I'll cancel here, and I'll go to this manage parameters here. From here I'll create a new parameter here, and this is my date here, date parameter. I'll say just date parameter, and make sure to change this type to as a text, and the current value I'll say this one, this is 2020 12 31. Okay, 2020 12 31. I'll hit end. Okay, now this is the parameter that we created here. Now I'll go to this new source from the web and I'll go to this advanced section. Now you can see we have the parameters. You can select here the parameter, this, that's the date parameter we are selected. Now what I'll do, I'll copy this one and I'll paste it here. Now instead of providing a date here, what I'll do, I'll remove this. So I want this date parameter. I'll be using this date parameter as a dynamic. So you can preview the URL here. You can see. So it is use and date equals to then the date parameter. I'll copy here and I'll show you here. You can see this one equals to date parameter. So this date parameter is dynamic here. Now hit OK. It will take some time, but yeah, we got this data. Now I'll remove all the steps. Now I'll convert this to be a table. I'll remove this, I don't want this, and I'll expand this. Okay, now what I'll do, so all columns got selected here, and I'll unpivot this here, unpivot all columns. Let me just rename the here. This is my name, and this is my currency. Sorry, this is my exchange rates, exchange rates. Yeah. Now you can let me change this date parameter, date value. So instead of 2020 12 30 31, I want the latest, that is 2024 2024 08 month, and the date is 03, and I'll hit enter. So let me see this here. So this is you can see this got changed here maybe. Let me cross check here with this table. So $1 equals to 1.5361 Australian dollars. You can see $1 is equals to 1.5361 Australian dollars. Let me check this for INR. There it is. This one. So it is 83.746. 83.76. We go here. $1 equals to 83.7464. Right. Now what I'll do, I'll convert this as a table here, as a function. Sorry, I'll right click here and create function. I'll select here and I'll provide the function name. I'll say currency. Sorry, say I'll say currency function function currency function, and I'll hit OK. You can see this is got created as a currency here. Now what I'll do, I'll go to this table, let this where it is, this foreign sales table, and from here you can see this date format is different as we are using here. You can see here this one. So here the first one we need to provide is a year, then the month, then the date. But here we have the date, then the month, then the year. So we need to change this format. So for that I'll select this column and I'll go to this add column option, and from here I'll select column from example from the selections, and I'll say this is my final date, and I'll say this is 2020 03 22. Yes, and this is 2020 02 01. Now I'll hit OK. I'll remove this, I don't want this. And now I want to invoke this function, this where it is this function. The function name that we have is a currency function. I want to invoke that. For that I'll go to this invoke custom function. From here I'll say the column name to exchange rates in, okay, say exchange rates in USD, this function. And from this table I'll select my final date and I'll hit OK. I can see we have the specific table here for the specific currencies for the specific rows here. When I hit here, you can see we have the different table here, and I'll remove this here. Now what I'll do, I'll hit here. You can see we have the table, but what we want is we want for the only for one currency, but here we are getting for all currency. For that, what I'll do, I'll first of all I'll expand this, and here I'll hit OK. Now you can see we are getting a new two columns, that is the name and the exchange rate, two columns. And here we got the information for all the currencies and the exchange rate that we have. Now what I'll do, I'll check this and this. If this is equals to this, then I want the exchange rate, or else I don't want the exchange rate. For that I'll go to this custom column, and I'll say this is my check. I'll say check, and here I'll say if the currency is equals to this exchange rates. So this is, sorry, the names. equals to the name. Okay, I hit okay. I can see we are getting a false and trues. I can see for this is a true. So this is equal, this currency CAD is equals to CAD. That here we got the exchange rate. So now what I'll do, I'll filter this for only for true values. So I'll say okay. I can see we got the exchange rate for only for the true. Uh, Now we got the exchange rates for the Canadian dollars in USD for the specific date. But what we want is we want to divide this sales with the exchange rate that we have. What I'll do, I'll create a new column here. So this is my custom column, and I'll say this is my I'll say only I'll say values. So values. I'll say final values. So final values, and from here I'll say we have the sales. Then it should be divided by the exchange rates. Okay, this exchange rates, okay. So exchange rates. This one I'll click on okay. You can see we got this is divided by this. I'll change this type to fixed to decimal number. I'll remove this. I don't want this. And okay, yeah, this is fine. Okay, we need to change this type also. I'll change this type to decimal number. This is my name text. Yeah, and this should be my date here. Yeah, now you can see here we got the exchange rate for the specific date. We don't need this also. I'll remove this. So this is how we solve this problem, guys. I hope you enjoyed in this video. Stay tuned for the next video. Thanks for watching.